Good morning. All right, I like that. Great welcome, University of Florida welcome. I'm Nick Place, and I serve as the Dean and Director for University of Florida IFAS Extension. And let me welcome you to our centennial celebration of the Cooperative Extension System. And it's wonderful to see, And I was telling some people earlier this morning, there's only so many times you can celebrate your centennial birthday, right? And so we wanted to do that upright, and I really appreciate everybody being here. We have had a task force that's been working on this effort for a number of months, and I really want to extend my appreciation to each and every one of them for the hard work and effort that they have done. And many of them are here, and I'd encourage you to pat them on the back and thank them for all of the work and effort that they have put into this. This is just one of the things that they have been doing. There's many things that we have done over the year and will be doing to recognize our centennial. I also want to take this opportunity to really welcome a lot of special guests that we have here. And I'm not going to mention any names or anything such as that, as I'm bound to leave some folks out. But we have a special guest here from FDACS, our Florida Department of Ag and Consumer Sciences, also from Florida Association of Counties, from Farm Service Agency, from Farm Bureau, and other partner agencies, as well as some deans from other colleges and schools. And I welcome all of you and thank you for being here. And it's also great to see so many students from not only Cal's, but the greater part of campus. And I think that really goes to show about the future that we have for extension. Here in this event today, we do want to recognize and celebrate our past and, really think about and reflect upon the great successes we have had as an extension system. But mainly while we're here, what about our future? And what are the things that we need to do to ensure that we have a strong and successful, effective extension program into the next 100 years? So that 100 years from now, when when people are celebrating the bicentennial, they can look back and say, those folks back there in 2014 made some really good decisions about the future of extension and what we need to do to move forward. 100 years ago, the Congress had the foresight to sign the Smith-Lever Act, which really brought together the federal, state, and local government to really bring the land-grant university out to the people. At that time, the land-grant universities are doing a tremendous job of educating people and doing research, but the void was that a lot of that information was not getting out. So consequently, we started our extension system, which we now know and appreciate today. So that partnership between federal, state, and local government has been tremendous to really help us do a lot of programs, not only in the area of agriculture, but in natural resources, the environment, families, communities, youth development, and the whole host of other things we do, like with water and marine sciences. So we have three other people here to make some brief comments in recognition of this celebration. And the first one I'd like to call up is our own provost, Dr. Joe Glover. So Joe, if you could make your way up. Joe is our provost here at the University of Florida, oversees our academic programs. Joe is a mathematician, but I also want to point out, Joe, we have lots of room for mathematicians in extension as we talk about things with financial management and many other things. And Joe also wanted to point out that he wore his ag tie today. So Joe, it's very good to have you here.
Thank you so much, Nick. And last time I looked, IFAS employed quite a few statisticians as well. We like to think of them as mathematicians, actually, from time to time. But thank you so much for inviting me to participate. I'm really honored to have this opportunity to celebrate the proud tradition of the Smith-Lever Act and our extension service. The legacy of this measure extends far beyond the farm and field. It is a little remembered fact, actually, that the Smith-Lever Act, passed in 1914, was the first federal legislation to direct money specifically to women's education. Just as the Act paid for male extension agents to provide instruction to farmers, so it supported female home economics agents in working with their wives and daughters. As male agents joined hands with Florida's cattle ranchers, citrus growers, and tomato farmers, women agents improved the lives of rural families, sharing crucial knowledge on topics as diverse as child nutrition and safe sanitation. Today, the notion of the government helping women learn about canning, quilting, or how to make clothes seems outdated and perhaps even sexist. But food scarcity and hunger were pervasive in the rural South during the war years and during the Depression. Food preservation was a life-saving skill, and the progressive home agents worked on many more issues than food. They helped women safeguard their family's health, improve home sanitary systems, and develop extra income from home industries such as butter and eggs. Congressman Asbury Francis Lever was adamant that the bill ensure the agents would help families with all aspects of rural life, social, economic, and financial. The Smith-Lever Act invested in women's empowerment 6 years before women won the right to vote in the United States. As the Smith-Lever Act sought to bolster women when they were still second-class citizens, so it supported African American farmers long before civil rights. In the South, including in Florida, the cooperative extension system was unequal and segregated, the same as our public universities. UF, a whites-only university until 1958, oversaw the program, with black extension agents managed through Florida A&M University. Just as was the case with white farmers and white farm women, black extension and home economics agents helped black farmers and families improve their farms, household conditions, and incomes. One researcher described black extension agents at work in the rural South as fairy godmothers and magicians who worked against all odds of segregation-enforced poverty and illiteracy to better black families. In focusing on practical education for rural people, the Smith-Lever Act carried forward 2 pillars of the Morrill Act, the federal legislation that created the land-grant universities, including UF. The first is that these universities should help their states to prosper. The second is that they should share knowledge with all Americans and not just wealthy elites. UF remains committed to those pillars today, and the Extension Service continues to underpin our commitment. But whereas our vision was regional in the early 20th century, today it is global. And so, just as the extension agents of yesterday helped provide food security to Florida's families, today they are contributing to IFAS's goals of food security for the world. And just as the extension agents of the early 20th century helped defeat pellagra and other diseases of the rural South, they are in the 21st century contributing to IFAS's goals of fighting global diseases such as malaria. As we celebrate the centennial of the Smith-Lever Act, I congratulate our extension agents on their progressive work in all of Florida's 67 counties and today the world. Thank you, and go Gators.